All right, walking out to the cage now is Jasmine, the Tapout Queen, Pouncy. She's from Nubian MMA, and her record is 4-7. Her state rank right now is number 4. She is also 21 years old. So these girls are warriors. I mean, they've dedicated their life to this sport. They're very young, and I mean, they're some of the best in the state. So we're in for another really intense, passionate fight. Because again, someone has to win and someone has to lose, and that's just the way this game works. So we'll see what happens. Very excited. Here she comes, walking inside of the cage. All right, here we go. Carlos Kramer's leaving the cage right now. They're going to lock it behind him. And this is it. This is a big fight. Big fight for both fighters. Fighting for that Strawweight Championship. All right. No glove touch as they come out. The big kick landed. Juliana immediately went for the takedown off of the kick that was landed on her. And she gets it. She gets the takedown. Juliana's on top. Very composed, staying heavy. And as you can see, Jasmine's working her way back up. She works her way back up. But Juliana has a good body lock. We'll see what Jasmine's plan is from here. We have Carlos Kramer back here with us. What's going on, Carlos?
You know, just fired up to see this fight. Juliana Miller, as her ground game has just improved so much. We've seen the evolution of this young lady ever since going to San Diego Combat Academy. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, she's definitely been putting in a lot of work and just training hard. And she's always learning new things and always
she's cranking
trying
that.
to learn. Yeah, she's got. Oh, that's tight in there.
She's a submission specialist.
She's an attempted killer.
Juliana Miller. I tell you what, her ground game has come around so much. Pouncy withstands a hurricane and comes right back. Miller's got her again against the cage.
Now, Juliana had that submission locked in, and she tried to roll her with it, but Pouncy pulled her head out. And a lot of the times, that's just timing. Juliana did a good job getting back up, taking control of this fight again.
Juliana landing some great strikes. The more aggressive fighter so far this first round. She's had a couple of submission attempts. They look good, but just didn't come through. Very solid round for Juliana Miller.
Juliana's doing a good job staying heavy on her opponent. I'd like to see her finish this takedown again, though, and just stay consistent with it. I mean, she already has a couple of finished takedowns from this position. I want to see Pouncy get out and move, try to switch positions, put Juliana up against the cage. I don't see too much work coming from Pouncy right now of trying to get out of there.
Easier said than done, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
We got to give credit to Miller for having such outstanding position and such outstanding coaches, and not only having the coaches standing here like you know, but listening to your coaches in the corner.
Right. It's very, very hard to distinguish the voices of all these different people when people are yelling at you. And Juliana is one of the few fighters that has the ability to tune everybody out but Manolo.
The beauty is she's only 21 years old.
Right.
She's just developing into the fighter that is going to wreak havoc for a long, long time.
Juliana. Oh, that was a solid knee landing on Juliana by Pouncy.
That was tough. It hurt Juliana, but Juliana keeps moving forward.
All right, now Pouncy looks like she wrapped up that guillotine. Juliana slammed her down, but a lot of times that could make the guillotine tighter.
What a slam by Juliana. What a way to end that round.
Yeah, that was incredible. You know, I would give that round to Juliana. I think Pouncy did a good job at the end trying to lock up that guillotine. But that was it that I saw from her this round, really.
I give the same way. I've got Juliana up 1-0. Pouncy showing a lot of heart, a lot of grit. But in that round, Juliana Miller's complete game showed. Her ground game showed. Her control showed. We just want to see those strikes this next round.
Right. And, you know, I'm interested to see in what Juliana's game plan is. It looks like she's looking for the takedown. Looks like she wants to take her down and look for the submission. And what happened at the end there is Pouncy locked in a submission. So I wonder if that's going to make Juliana a little bit more timid as far as being aggressive for a submission on the ground.
We will see. This fight, again, is for the Epic Championship. So it's a lot is riding on this for the strawweight division. And these two are leaders. Juliana herself has been a leader amongst the ladies for a long time now. And it's just getting better every day.
Juliana comes out immediately with a leg kick, throwing some solid kicks. Pouncy lands the overhand. Oh, and Pouncy's landing those kicks, but Juliana's catching them and finishing the takedown. And let's see what she can do here.
On her like a wet blanket.
Yeah, Juliana's just working hard, just squeezing tight. Juliana's gas tank is solid. When she puts the pressure on, she keeps it on. It's very hard to do.
And Danny, you know there's nothing worse than fighting somebody who is a little wet blanket all over you. It nullifies your whole game.
Yeah, it really shuts you down. If you can be tight to your opponent, look at this. Just like that, what we're talking about. Juliana's got her back. Looks like she's just under the chin. And even if she's not under the chin, she can crank the jaw and make this very painful for her opponent. Juliana's just staying heavy, really solid leg weave in there. I'd like to see her get this other hook around, but Jasmine's doing a really good job of staying tight to the fence so Juliana can't get that leg around, and Jasmine's trying to come out the back door. But again, Juliana's staying really tight, really tight. Like you said, described it as the wet blanket.
You know, and it's so hard to defend that with a fighter on top of you. All of your resources, all of your strength is being submitted to this person on you and going for your neck.
Right, and there we go, and Juliana's got this. That is tight. Jasmine's mouthpiece fell out. She's got both hooks in. And when somebody's on your back like that, like you said, you have very little options. And if you let yourself get flattened out, it becomes more difficult. But everything in your body's telling you to let it happen.
You know, you've got to give it up for Pouncy. Just a tough fighter withstanding this. barrage of submission attempts, and Juliana Miller's not going away. She's keeping the pressure, keeping the force, and looking very good.
Right, and you're right. I give it to Jasmine because if you survive long enough, you can have your opponent gas their arm out. The longer you survive, the weaker the choke really becomes.
Great point.
I can't see much from here because their back is to us, but Juliana's still dominating. The points are racking up. I'd like to see her finish this choke.
Let's see if Pouncy can make it out of the round. We're getting close. Miller is sinking that in. Referee James Beers is ready to call this.
The other thing that's making it difficult is Juliana's if her arms were the other way, if it was her right arm underneath, this choke could be a lot easier to cinch in. But because where she has to cinch her arms in, she's working against the ground. I don't know if that's just an accident or something that Jasmine has created.
You're absolutely right. Always have the arm that is on the choke side at the floor going in.
Right.
She had it reversed, and it allowed Pouncy to get some time to recover.
Right, exactly. And the other thing that Jasmine's doing is she's very composed, very comfortable.
Very comfortable indeed. Myself and Danny Molina, never too busy to take a photo.
Never. If someone says, camera, I pose. So I always have to be careful.
All right, we've got it. I've got it 2-0. Juliana Miller, how do you score it?
Yeah, I score it 2-0 for Juliana as well. But again, Juliana's been the one closing the distance. I'd imagine Pouncy's corner's telling her, hey, you need to stop letting her close the distance. They're telling her you need to strike, keep it on the feet. And that could be a game changer because we really haven't seen too much striking from both of them. Juliana's really doing a great job controlling the tempo of this pace, and she's closing the distance, staying heavy, taking her opponent down. Juliana's definitely winning, but she needs to continue with the game plan and just be ready for solid strikes coming her way because that's what Pouncy probably has planned.
Pouncy's still in the game. I tell you what, you've got to put her out. Says in the fight game, anything can happen.
And there we go. Pouncy landed a solid body shot and tried to keep good distance, but Juliana closed it. And here we are back on the fence again. Juliana's got the single leg. And there we go. She went to the double, tried to lift, couldn't, switched to the other single. Now Jasmine looks like she's trying to sink in that guillotine.
She's had it there for a little while.
Yeah.
And she didn't want any part of it. It's interesting why she didn't go for that more.
Right. Yeah.
Could have swung both her legs up and...
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's something she just didn't want. Maybe she's tired. Maybe the gas is an issue. But Juliana needs to continue to put pressure, move forward. If you see, a lot of times with the gas tank, you start moving forward and then you stop because you're tired, but you stop right in front of your opponent and you put yourself in more danger. Juliana needs to keep working this pressure like this.
She's going to get this takedown, it looks like, here.
She's going to switch to the single and finish it. She's going to turn. Now, Pouncy's taking that leg and putting it to the outside of Juliana, which is smart, keeping her from finishing the takedown. It's a great job by Jasmine.
What Danny's talking about is you always want to take that leg in between your two legs and then pull out.
Right.
Thus getting the takedown.
Always have your leg on the outside. Once it's on the inside, the takedown is, already 80% there.
Juliana Miller doing a great job controlling.
Wow, both of these fighters are just very technical in their game. And I think Juliana's doing a really great job in making Jasmine fight her fight. Juliana's controlling the tempo, controlling the pace. Most of this fight has been up against the cage with Juliana in control.
It's been all Juliana Miller so far tonight. Third round of Epic 38, our co-main event, Miller versus Pouncy.
There we go. Now she finishes that takedown. Oh, that's tight. That's in there. Wow.
Good hold.
Wow. That was
by Juliana. Pouncy shows her toughness. Sticking in there. I mean, she has been just overwhelmed, but her heart shows so much about her character.
Look at that. And Juliana threw a knee, and Pouncy caught it, tried to take her down. Juliana did a good job basing back out. And that is, Juliana's got the submission locked in, and she's just holding it. But her arms have got to be gassed.
Have to been. It's been a lot of fighting for position. Juliana Miller looks very happy.
Yeah, I would be happy too if I were her. I'm giving this fight to Juliana. Thanks a lot, Carlos Kramer. It's always great having you. Carlos Kramer getting back into the cage to finish his announcing. Wow, what a fight. What a fight. Jasmine Pouncy is just a warrior. She did a great job keeping her composure and staying alive. Juliana, her nickname is the attempted killer Miller for a reason. And I'll tell you what, that rear naked choke that she had sunk in was tight. Jasmine did a great job defending it and staying alive, keeping her composure and staying calm. But you never know when it goes to the decision. You never really know what you're going to get. When you leave it to the judges, that's exactly what you do. You leave it to the judges. So we're going to see what happens. Epic 38. It's getting late and this crowd is still here. They're still hanging out. They want to see more fights, more action. These fighters are incredible. 4 Point Sheraton off of Arrow Drive in San Diego, California. I know.